Good morning, JoAnn. It is so good to see you today. And you're back in Greeley, where you live part of the year, and you've had fire and 6 inches of snow, and so you're
Yep, definitely Colorado, although the fires were pretty intense. I'll say that. That took a lot of those towns. But I saw so much good stuff. People with land saying, we've got land for all of your animals. We don't care what kind of animals you got. We got the land. We've got space for you to park your motorhomes if that's what you're living in right now.
it gives me goosebumps. I love that.
Yeah. We've got horse trailers. We'll come get your horses. Some people were spray painting their phone numbers on their horses. Did you read that?
I think you told me that last
Did I
week.
tell you that? And
It's
writing on their hooves so
chilling.
that they could find them.
It's chilling.
But I think the worst of it is over. I think the snow. I don't know what the snow does, but it has to suffocate it a little bit or something.
Yeah, I saw some very interesting documentary on it, and they were talking about the different types of wood and how long it takes to cool it down, and it really depends on the size.
Wow.
How many hours it needs. Some pretty quickly, some like they would need 1,000 hours of snow before it
Really?
feel like be sitting in snow on fire, so
Wow.
so interesting times for sure.
Absolutely.
One of the things that we sometimes, pretty much most of the time, forget to talk about is the fact that we are both mentors at the Ascension School of Spirituality, and that the Good News broadcast is on their platform. And so originally it started on their webpage. We were trying to hopefully drive more of the traffic to the webpage, but we've noticed that most of the people are all about social media. And so we've started adding our video to the Facebook page. And the school started almost a year ago. Actually, it did start, about a year ago.
Yeah.
And there's 3 wonderful mavens, I call them. It was the brainchild of MJ, and Sally and Carla have been her assistants in this endeavor, and have done a really wonderful job. So please, if you're watching this video, take time to look at the website. There's probably over 20 mentors, and there's some artists and artisans there now that just are incredible human beings and have a lot to offer. And like I said, many mentors, and we all have a little bit of a different offering. Some of us, do energy work, some do clearings,
Astrology, yoga,
Akashic records, yoga, intuitive readings, lots of intuitive work, ceremonial work, ritual work. There's business coaches. If you're interested in more of a spiritual aspect of business development. And of course, there's the infamous JoAnn Miller, who is a published author and intuitive and nutrition specialist. And she's kind of like just about anything you want. In fact, when I first started working with JoAnn, I didn't see exactly what I wanted, so I just got in touch with her and said, hey, this is what I want. Will you do it with me? And she's like, sure. So, you just, if you really resonate with one of us and there's not an offering that you're like, just get in touch with us and say, well, this is what I'm thinking. What do you think? And look at what's happened to us since then.
Nice, Marianne. That's a good thing to tell people. Don't be slowed down by just what you see.
Right.
Yeah. And thank you for the kind words, by the way.
You're welcome. It's hard for us to put into words what we do. And then,
absolutely.
Because it's not set in stone. with each person. Everybody, it takes on a life of its own and an energy of its own. So a lot of our descriptions are pretty general, you know, the
But like,
area.
yeah, like when you do a card reading, it ends up you're channeling half the time.
Right, right.
So you go deeper than just the card reading. It's like, cards are a tool.
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah, people, and you do another show for this group on this platform
Mm-hmm.
called Wisdom Wednesdays.
Inner Wisdom Wednesday.
Yeah, and so I'll tell you what, if you haven't got on there and gotten a free card drawing and a reading, you're missing out. And everybody's got offerings out
Right.
there. That's why you really and truly just need to go to the website, to the Facebook page, and check us out.
Yeah.
It's really exciting, everything that's offered.
So do you think that that's a good enough commercial?
I think we did pretty good I think we made up for forgetting to
Getting
do
so
that.
many. Okay. Oh man, I know I keep meaning to do it, and then I just see you and I get so excited and just want to start talking about
We
stuff.
just start talking, don't we?
Right. So I'm playing with the Wisdom of the Hidden Realms by Colette Baron Reed. With everything going dormant naturally, seasonally, the less sunlight, and the veil being just so incredibly thin this month, more than I remember in a long time. I like this deck to go real deep into the hidden aspects of that unseen, whether it's our own unseen, unconscious part of us where a lot of our automatic programs live, or just that, the spirit world in general. Um, and I'm thinking about a question today around what do JoAnn and I need to know about for our highest good that is unseen?
Wow.
What do you think?
I think that's a fantastic question. I'm all excited.
Yeah, it'll be interesting, won't it?
Yeah.
Okay, let me get a little more intention going here. So I pulled the High Lady of Love and Compassion, Reverence, Kindness, and Consideration. And it's number 1.
Wow.
I
And I
love it.
know Colette doesn't say anything about her numbers. But I still am drawn to the numbers, and 1 is new beginnings.
Oh,
And I think that's what's so difficult for people to see right now,
yeah.
because it's hard when things are ending to know that that's just the beginning of something different. And in my mind, something really fantastic and exciting.
And that's why we call this the good news.
Absolutely. Because there is always good news, always.
And it's been a rough year to do this show, let me tell you, because
Yeah.
it's not like we couldn't start it when things were a little less intense in the world, but no, we started it in 2020, right? Okay, the High Lady of Love and Compassion. And I did pull it in the upright position, which is called the ally in this deck. When the High Lady of Love and Compassion chooses to be your ally, she brings you a deep and meaningful message. She reminds you that only love is real. It is the sole, unconditional, and true power behind all means of manifesting out of the unseen into the material. Love's greatest creative power is ignited by the conscious action of compassion. Generosity of the heart, reverence, respect, and empathy for all living things bring you profound power to live a life of happiness and contentment. Love, compassion, and kindness to all must be the impulse behind your thoughts, feelings, and actions when your intention is to create a prosperous and abundant life. Unconditional love will be returned tenfold. The High Lady also reminds you that when she chooses to be your ally, she brings you evidence that you are loved. All manner of synchronicities align in your favor. If your question refers to a relationship, you're required to think of the other person and inquire what is in his or her highest good. Give selflessly without asking for or expecting anything in return, and let go. What is yours will come to you. Kindness always returns somehow. You will surely receive that which you give in more ways than you can imagine.
Well, that's a good news card.
I mean, that's like probably the best card in this deck, because usually this deck is a little more salty. It's like,
Uh-huh.
um, I'm not sure I've ever pulled that card either.
Well, I agree. It's the perfect card for right now because we're looking at the unseen. It's very difficult for people to see all the good that is happening because that isn't what's broadcast out to the world. But here we are. If everyone's standing in their own light, if they're just looking around themselves, not thinking about what's going on here, there, or who's yelling at who, and knowing in their hearts that love wins, light wins, and we are at the edge. We are at the edge, and no matter what occurs, we need to hold that for others. Be compassionate for others. We don't need to join in the screaming and the, oh God, he's an idiot, she's an idiot, blah, blah, blah stuff. We don't need to do that. Everyone's playing a role. So compassion will change and take us to where it is that we know the reason we're here. We're ushering in peace, right? Without actual war. War has never worked for that. But it's the old way and people fall into that. But no, love, compassion, that's our power.
Beautiful, beautiful. I think about you when we first started. You kind of gave us the card pretty much before I pulled it. When you started talking about the fires, and we were talking about the devastating aspect of that, but you immediately switched into people with land and what they're offering, and the goodness that people are sharing, and the compassion. And yet, if you have a loved one that's died in a fire or has been displaced and has lost everything, it's hard when it hits you that personally. So those of us that can be present, sit in that presence of light and love, because you're right, that's the unseen that we're bringing forth to be seen.
Absolutely.
That's the huge shift that is taking place. And sometimes you'll hear the light workers, or whatever they call themselves, or we call ourselves, the shift is here, the shift is happening. And it's about that unseen love, that matrix that weaves behind us, that is set in motion, has been in motion, is there waiting for us. We just have to get out of that external world, right? And come back into that Christ light within ourselves to tap into that love. And I know when I say it like that, it's like, okay, right, that sounds easy, but it's not, but doing
It's
things
doable.
like this, talking about it, finding a community of people that you can connect with and just talk about these things. And what doesn't resonate with you, move on,
Right,
and look at
right.
something else.
Or pick up a book. The there's so many books out there talking about this time, and they were written years ago, but they knew this was coming.
Mm-hmm.
And so yes, it is not easy, but it's all about changing your mind, is what it is.
Which is
And
changing your thoughts, right? I mean, our
absolutely,
thoughts,
absolutely.
you know, we're, our thoughts are energy. And so where we focus our attention, our thoughts, our energy flows. And I can't emphasize that enough with the people that I work with. Um, the first step is to really, really become aware of your thoughts as much as possible throughout the day. And you'll shock
Absolutely.
yourself. You'll be like, you don't even realize how much you think of the past or the worries or this or that. Um, and then shifting that. And that can take a very long time to do for some of us.
Right. If you're willing to work at it, they always say, 2 weeks you can develop a new habit or whatever. And if you need a timeline, that's not too bad to simply work on yourself,
Mm-hmm.
to change your entire world, because that's what will happen.
Yes.
People may drop away from you. People may change, like, oh my gosh, I didn't think that was in them.
Right.
Amazing things. If you hate your job, you may find out you really don't hate your job. You
Right.
may find out that things are not what you perceived them to be. You were just
Right.
buying into somebody else's story, perhaps.
Yeah. And it had nothing to do with the job
Right,
you were tasked.
right,
Right.
right. So it's work, but it's work that's worthy, because it's work about you and your life.
I
I
love that.
think I can't believe everybody doesn't want peace. I can't believe everybody doesn't want everybody to be free and sovereign and not hungry and not without a place to lay their head at night.
Right.
You know, I can't believe anybody really and truly wants that.
Right.
You know, we all want the same thing. We want the freedom to be who we came here to be.
Right.
And now it's happening.
And my favorite line today in the book, based on the question, what do JoAnn and I need to know for our highest good that is unseen? So, love is the sole, unconditional, and true power behind all means of manifesting out of the unseen into the material.
Absolutely.
I'm going to take that quote out and put it up so I can see it.
That's a grand idea. And it's funny because I'm reading a book by, oh my gosh, never mind. I'm not going to say it because I can't remember it. That was written years and years ago. And it's channeled. He comes in and channels, and it says, when you learn that love is all there is, everything changes.
It does. When you really surrender and accept that, which is, again, not easy, but when you do, it's like you're never the same.
It's worth the effort, because we're all worth it.
Mm-hmm.
Every single one of us are worth the effort.
I didn't know this was going to be such a feel-good episode. I love it.
I do too. I do too. That's what we all need right now.
Absolutely.
And then we just go out and we pass it on.
Amen. So are you getting ready for an activation?
Sure. So let's just all take a nice deep breath, nice deep heart breath. We're all getting to be experts at this now, at going into that quiet space rather quickly. And as we take these deep breaths into our heart, we see the light of the Christ glowing within us. And then we see our heart light joining that. And your heart light's whatever color you see your heart light to be. It can change daily. It can be whatever you want it to be. So we're going to combine those, and they're always, always burning brightly. But right now, we're just amping them up. They're flowing like clouds out of your body. There's never ending. And this is what love looks like. If you're trying to picture love, love and light are one and the same. So just see all that love. And we're going to send, we've got so much flowing from our body. We're just going to saturate the Mother Earth. We're going to saturate her with all this light and love. And let's raise up a little bit. Let's just leave our bodies and let's just go up a little bit. We'll just, this time of year, we'll just ride brooms. How'd that be? We'll just jump on some fancy brooms and we'll just raise up a little bit and we'll look down at how the earth looks when it's filled with all this love and light. It's almost like you can see a smiley face. But now you should be hearing music, seeing flowers, seeing horses drawing beautiful carriages through the snow, and so much laughter. So much laughter, because that's what happens when we remember that we are love. And that's what's happening right now. Pay no heed to what we're having to, just have compassion for what is being walked through as we get to this. Because it falls by the wayside when you simply are compassionate with it and send love and light. That will take us much more quickly into this new earth, this new paradise. So let's do some quick little counterclockwise flights around the planet. Check it out wherever you think you might like to check it out, whether it's Hawaii or Alaska or wherever you want to just take a look and hear the laughter and see the different celebrations. And let's come back to where we are, to where we're sitting right this moment, or laying or standing. Park our brooms, because we can get on our brooms anytime we want to. And give thanks. Give thanks that we get to be a part of this. This is one of the most amazing times to be on this planet. And here we are making a difference, ushering in peace and love and compassion. One more deep breath. And here we are. It is done.
And so it is. Thank you.
Thank you. Always a pleasure, Marianne.
Always. Namaste, my friend. I love you.
Namaste. I love you.